lesson, English. It's P4, term 3. And the topic is music, dance, and drama. Music, dance, and drama is a topic in P4 English. Like any other topic in English, usually the first part of the topic is the vocabulary part. And in that part, we can look at the parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech in English, and in each topic, we have the various parts of speech we can look at, and this is normally covered in the part of the topic, which is the vocabulary part. So we start with the vocabulary practice in our topic of music, dance, and drama, P4 term 3. We have the first word as drama, which means a play in a theater, on radio, or on TV. That is drama. You've always watched drama on different TV stations, especially when you're in the holidays. Kids enjoy watching such drama. Those are plays in the theater, on radios, or on TVs. It's drama. Next word is recite. To recite is to say aloud. The word is aloud, not aloud, not aloud, but aloud. To say aloud, aloud means loudly. To say aloud or to say loudly a piece of writing repeatedly from your memory. If you say aloud or you loudly say a piece of writing right from your memory, we say you are reciting it. What do we recite? In lower primary, we are used to poems. If not poems, what else do they recite? Especially lower primary. Must be rhymes. Rhymes are recited, especially in lower primary. You remember your nursery rhymes, where the teacher could teach you something, then after mastering it, you have to recite it. Reciting it meant saying it aloud or loudly, right from your memory. You try to memorize what the teacher told you, then you recite it. So here we mainly talk about poems and rhymes. To say aloud a piece of writing, especially from your memory, and you say it repeatedly. Next is conductor. Who is a conductor? A conductor is a person, in this topic, a person who leads a musical group or a choir. That is a conductor. Conductors are normally seen in churches. I remember a church I normally go to. The choir assembles at the altar, then the conductor stands facing the choir direct. You'll see them waving hands like this, and the music from the choir is rhyming or is at the same beat as this conductor's hand. That person who stands before the choir, guiding them on what to do, which tone to use, is the conductor. A person who leads a musical group or choir is a conductor. The next word you want to learn about in this topic of music, dance, and drama is the word costume. What are costumes? Or what is a costume? A costume, from what we see, is a set of clothes worn for a particular occasion. A set of clothes worn for a particular occasion. That is a costume. We talk about swimming and the specific clothes we wear when you are going for swimming. So those clothes, or that set of clothes you wear when you're going for swimming, is known as a swimming costume. Similarly, in music, dance, and drama, or when there's a performance somewhere, a musical performance somewhere, the performers tend to wear a set of clothes. You find some have yellow down, let's say red in the middle, and up brown or white, and you'll discover that all the members in that performing group have the same kind of dress code, dressed in the same colors. So those clothes they wear are known as the costumes. So a costume is a set of clothes worn for a particular occasion. In that case, the occasion is a musical performance. If that set of clothes is worn for that performance, it's their costume. We have dancing costumes. Sometimes we talk about swimming costumes like I've told you. Yeah, that's a costume. Actor is our next word. And who is an actor? An actor is a man whose job is to act in a play. Like the word sounds, actor. Yes, an actor is a man whose job is to act in a play. You've ever watched plays? A boy or a man in that play, you saw that person act, but that person was a male, specifically a male. And that one was an actor. Actor is A-C-T-O-R. Actor. Actress is the opposite of number 5, which is actor. So actress, with a spelling A-C-T-R-A-S-S, is the opposite of actor. Who is an actress? From the definition we see, an actress is a woman whose job is to act in a play. That's why I said it's the direct opposite of actor. So actors are male, whereas actresses are female. It's as simple as that. Next is concert. What is a concert? A concert is a music performance. A concert is a music performance. We've always attended concerts, especially in holidays. Our parents take us to attend concerts. That's if those places, special theaters, are open. You can be taken there and watch a concert. Usually, that is a music performance. Our number 8 word today is adjudicator. Adjudicator. Mind the pronunciation. Adjudicator. Do not pronounce the first letter D. The first D is not mentioned, whereas the second D is mentioned. If it is not mentioned, we call it a silent D. So in the word adjudicator, the second letter is silent. So from A, we go straight to J, adjudicator. Who is an adjudicator? Is a judge in a music performance. An adjudicator is a judge in a music performance. One who says, from my observation and from the marks I have awarded today, this house has performed better than the other one. That person who does that job is known as the adjudicator. When it comes to other activities, if we go to football, the person who judges which team has won and which one has lost, or which goal is offside or onside, has a different title, and that title will not be similar to this. Adjudicator will only be limited to music. We learn about games and sports in other lessons, but for today, since the topic is music, dance, and drama, we talk about a person known as an adjudicator, as a judge in a music performance. When you go to other activities, the person who judges those activities may be given a different title. Next is number 9, which is cast. And what does cast mean? Cast simply means a group of actors or actresses in a play. A group of actors or actresses in a play is a cast. You need to master the words reason, wonder in English. They normally give them to you and they tell you. In fact, they are supposed to appear as your answer. So what happens? The question will be said like, my father is a man. Let me say, for example, I'm talking about number 5, which is actor. My father was among the men who performed in the play. And they underline the words, men who performed in the play. They tell you, write or give one word for the underlined words. Men who performed in the play. And that answer will obviously be actors. Why? The other words are men who performed in the play. And that means, since those men, the word men is given in plural form, we are supposed to answer in plural form, and the answer will be actors. So that's the reason we need to master the words and their meanings as shown on the board. Let's go to the next chapter of this lesson, and that is word building. In word building, category 1, we are going to look at verbs. Some people in upper, some teachers in upper primary prefer calling this word formation and transformation. Word formation and transformation. Here we have word building because of our level. We are in p.4. We have the verbs in the first category, where we have the infinitive form of the verb. The infinitive form of the verb is that form in which the verb has nothing at all that has been added to it. For example, if our verb is rhyme, we have other forms from the word rhyme, and that is rhyming, rhymed, and that dash which we are going to fill in later. So the word rhyme is in its original form, which we call the infinitive form. Or, as you're going to learn later in other classes, the base form of the verb is its infinitive form. We have the infinitive form, we have the now tense, as we call it at our level, in p.4, and that is the ing form of a verb. From rhyme, what is the ing form of rhyme? In other words, the word rhyme changed to, having the prefix, the suffix ing added to it changes to rhyming, as you're seeing. R-H-Y-M-I-N-G. That is rhyming. From rhyme to rhyming, then to its past tense. The past tense of rhyme, as shown, is rhymed. Rhymed is spelled R-H-Y-M-E-D. Rhymed. Let's go to the last category, or the last column, which shows us the past participle of the given verb. Here the given verb is rhyme, now tense is rhyming, past tense is rhymed, past participle will be the same word. R-H-Y-M-E-D. Rhymed. Yeah, that category is done. Next, in the infinitive form, we have adjudicate. Let's try to guess the ing form of adjudicate. We said that in adjudicate, letter D is silent before J. The letter D which appears before J is a silent one, so we don't pronounce it. Adjudicate. Adjudicating. That's judging a music performance. Is adjudicating. Past tense of adjudicate. Rhymed and rhymed. Then we have adjudicated here, which simply guides you to the answer to its past tense. They are called regular verbs. They are called regular verbs. Why? The past tense and the past participle form. Both are formed using ed at the end. So here we have adjudicated. It's another regular verb. Why? The past tense and the past participle forms end in ed. Sing is our next verb, where the now tense is now easy to guess, and that is singing. The past tense of sing is not this, but something different. And what could that be? Since sing is not a regular verb, but an irregular verb, what are we going to do? We will discover that the past tense and the past participle are formed differently. You will not write sing with ed. It is criminal in English. So what do we need? It should be the actual past tense, which is S A N G. The past tense of sing is sang, whereas its past participle form is S-U-N-G. Master the difference. Sang with A, past tense. Sang with you, past participle. Next we have act. The next verb in infinitive form is act. Its now tense or ing form is acting. The past tense, allow me to say again, that act, adjudicate, rhyme, perform, recite, compete, dance are all regular verbs. Since they are regular verbs, we are going to form their past participles and past tenses exactly the same way using ed. But let's first deal with the now tense of act. Yeah, we have already done that, and that's acting. So past tense of act is acted. Like I said, it's a regular verb. The past tense will end in ed. Being a regular verb, once again, the past tense will be similar to the past participle, and that is acting again. We go to perform, where the now tense is performing. The ing form is performing. Next is the past tense of perform. We said perform is a regular verb. Therefore, the past tense is perform plus ed. And the past participle once again is perform plus ed. We are done with that. Recite. Yes, recite. When you look at rhyme, ends in E. When you look at recite, similarly, it ends in E. So what happened to the last E in rhyme? We dropped it and replaced it with ing. It's the same trick we are going to apply to the ing form or the now tense of recite. What do we do? Replace the last y or the last e. Drop it and put there ing. R-E-C-I-T. Remove the last e. Replace it with I-N-G. You'll have formed the word reciting. The choir is reciting a rhyme. The choir is reciting a rhyme. Next, the past tense of recite. That is recited. And the past participle is no different. Recited. The next word is compete. We said compete, recite, perform, act, adjudicate, rhyme are all regular verbs. Let's have its ing form. Since it also ends in E, what do we do to that E? We are going to replace it with ing. C-O-M-P-E-T. Don't write E, simply write there I-N-G. Competing. The past tense of competing, being a regular verb, will be formed by using ed, and that is competed. The past participle, being a regular verb, will not be different from competed, and that is kind of a repetition. Competed. Regular verbs with past tenses and past participles ending in ed. Dance is our last verb, and like I said, It's not different from these others. Dance ending in E, what happens to that E? We are going to change it, to remove it and replace it with ing. D-A-N-C, no E. Straight away go to I-N-G, and that is dancing. The past tense of dance is danced. Our choir danced with vigor yesterday. Our choir danced with vigor yesterday. That is the past tense of dance. Of dance in a sentence. Dance. The past tense is danced. Being a regular verb, the past tense will be similar to the past participle. Therefore, you simply repeat it. Danced. Yeah, that category is done. We're now going to the next chapter, and that is word building part 2. Word building part 2. In word building part 2, we are going to look at opposites. Remember, category 1, we're looking at verbs. Category 2, we are looking at opposites, strictly opposites. We have the word here and this opposite here. When you look at the list, you can start thinking or guessing. Let's try to see whether you are guessing right. The first word is host. The opposite of host, because a host is that person. For example, if I have a birthday party at home, I am the host. If I invited you to come and attend my birthday party, you are my opposite. So you are my guest. However, host can have two opposites. The other opposite can be formed based on the gender. A host can be a male, whereas the opposite of that host for a male is the female, who will be a hostess. H-O-S-T-E-S-S, hostess. So we have guest and hostess as the opposites of host. Next is actor, where the opposite is what we saw in the vocabulary definitions. I guess you remember. Actor, actress. Check the spelling. We have thrown away O and added E-double-S. Next is conductor. Once again, what we have done here is applicable here. From actor to actress. From conductor to, yes, conductress. Conductress. Yeah, the next word, which is a bit similar to these ones, but not really, especially the formation of the opposite. Author. The opposite of author. An author is that person who writes books. It's an author. Author has its opposite, totally different from these ones above. Be careful, this is English. Author, authoress. A-U-T-H-O-R-E-S-S. Authoress is A-U-T-H-O-R-E-S-S. The next word is Lord. Yes, the opposite of Lord is L-A-D-Y. Lady. Yes, Lord. Lady. Lord Mayor. Lady Mayor. Yeah. Peacock. A peacock. If you remember your P.2 teacher told you about cocks, hens, what? Animals, birds, what we find at home. We have a peacock. The word cock shows you where to go. Peacock. The opposite would be P. Hen. Yes, the opposite of cock is hen. So peacock will have its opposite as peahen. The next area here shows us more words and their opposites. We have the word bachelor. A bachelor is a man who has not yet married. Not a boy, but a man who has not yet married. He has reached the marriage age, but he has not yet decided to marry or agreed to marry. That is a bachelor. A bachelor. Opposite is bachelorette. A woman who has not yet married. It's a bachelorette. Check the spelling. L-O-R-E-T-E. Bachelorette. We spell it together. B-A-C-H-E-L-O-R-E-T-T-E. Bachelorette. A bachelorette is a woman who has not yet married. Not a young girl, but a woman who has not yet married. Straight. Opposite of straight is C-R-O-O-K-E-D. Crooked. The opposite of straight. We have straight lines, and crooked lines. Yes. Opposite of straight is crooked, not straight. Happy. The opposite of happy is either unhappy, or you can take S-A-D, sad. Being the opposite of happy. Shabby. The opposite of shabby. If you are not shabby, we say you are smart. S-M-A-R-T. Old. If one is not old, then one is Y-O-U-N-G. Again, another opposite of old. If my ruler is not old, we say it is new. So we can have new as the opposite of old, depending on the meaning in the sentence. Third last, loud. We have loud music. There are people who love listening to loud music, whereas others would love to listen to the opposite of loud music, which is soft. S-O-F-T. Soft music. The other one is high, whose opposite is L-O-W, low. Last but not least is the word interesting. Interesting. The opposite of interesting is uninteresting or boring. Let's take boring. B-O-R-I-N-G. You can as well take your second option, which is uninteresting. Mind about the spelling of uninteresting. Never forget the E after T, the silent E after letter T in interesting and uninteresting. Okay. We now have our activity from the work we have been looking at, and this is a 10 number activity, or an activity of 10 questions, where we have instructions which are key in our English lessons. We are supposed to master the instructions. We are saying fill in the missing letter to form a word. In fact, the word has almost been formed, but it's only a few letters missing in each word. We will do some together, then the rest, you'll take your time to guess the answers. And maybe you'll work them out and show someone, maybe your senior, to guide you and tell you where you went wrong. But the words, take note of this, the words are from the very content we have been covering in this lesson. The first word is D-A-N-E. Yes. If you look are the words we have been looking at in the lesson, you're going to note that the word with these letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, a 5-letter word is given starting with D, A, N, and our answer will obviously be letter C, dance. So the word is dance. Another word is here. This one I will leave for you to do, part of the activity. Number 3, you'll try it out. Number 4, that we can do it together. R-E-C-I-E. The missing letter is letter T. So the word is recite. Recite. We recite poems or rhymes like we have been discussing in the lesson. Number 5, you do it by yourself. 6, try it out. 7, try it out. And these other numbers, 8 up to 10. My examples are only number 1 and number 4. The rest, part of your activity. Success as a way to see with 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. It's Teacher Monday, p.4.